Can you tell us about your experience as an engineer and how you became interested in tectonics?
Well, I've spent my whole life in engineering. I graduated as such, but in my graduation or in my geology days, I've came across fossils and rocks and minerals, and this persisted as a hobby throughout my life. It was only when I went to the Andes, to Bolivia, to collect rare fossils and minerals, and I noticed undisturbed sedimentary layers 5 kilometers above sea level. And this really hammered me. What forces are involved in picking a whole continent out from below sea level to above sea level? And at that stage, I thought about it and looked up on tectonics, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how subduction or what forces were available that would lift a whole continent out on top of one another. And as an engineer, I decided to have a look at the forces required to move continents around the world. It became an obsession.
Yeah. And do you want to tell us a bit about your life as an engineer?
As a
Of
life as
what?
an engineer has been very, very varied. I've been at it for the best part of 67 years. I started off with mining and metallurgy. I then went on to electrochemistry. I got mining and metallurgy, for which I got my Bachelor of Science degree in South Africa. Came to the UK on honeymoon. I went to Battersea College and I got my master's in electrochemistry. And then I worked for a time on the car industry, setting up the car ovens, where I learned all about flow measurement. I decided I didn't want to be in a lab all my life, so at that particular time, there was a job vacancy. I'd learned all how to handle all the flows in the heating the motor cars up and the painting and the preparation. I saw an advert for an engineer. Applied for it, and I was employed by Meterflow as an engineer on a flow measurement, and it was there that I really studied flow measurement as best I could, and I came out with the Maurer mass meter, which was actually supported by the government, the National Research and Development Council, which was a breakthrough in flow measurement at that time. And from there on, I decided that rather than just be, doing research work, I would then like to sort of go out and be my own boss. And from there, I started my own company and built it up into quite a reputable company for the manufacture and design of specialized instruments, particularly in the flow, and then later on in crude oil sampling, many of which now carry my name as a more as a generic term.
Wow.